We found that transfer hack.
right?
What about video what's it called? Editing. Like what do you use?
I use actually everybody. I was using Premiere for a while,
Uh-huh.
and let me just say,
Most people use Premiere. It's good.
I'm not gonna lie. Premiere to me, honestly, to give an honest review of Premiere to me throughout the years was like that girlfriend that you helped along the way grow.
Damn.
Like I can go through each one. Like when it was CS2, it was like, all right, girl, I know he's struggling, but let's do it. And she's like, I don't know, it's tough.
She's like the
out here."
Apple of laptops, where she's good for everything, but she's not really good at anything
Well,
specifically.
that's the thing. And CS2 and CS3, I'm not gonna lie, they were fire. Like I was like playing with animation and stuff like that, just figuring things out. It was just they knew what the consumer wanted. They created different products. Like they had different creative suites for production people, for photography, everything, and they set it up like we got all of y'all. You know what? Yeah, I'm telling you, just like that girl that you like. CS3 came around. She was cool. CS4 was a little clunky because Premiere.
So it's like that college girl that you just met, like your freshman, sophomore year, and then just like, yo, she's awesome. She does everything for me. She like sucks my dick from the back.
Yeah, she gives me massages. Hey man, she even lets me. No, wait, that'd be too controversial.
I don't know, yeah. But yeah, she was good. But then once you like get out of college and then you're like, oh, the real life is a little bit different.
Yeah,
you gotta look a little more something else.
yeah, and that happened. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was cool when they started getting popular and like video starting getting popular. Like I'll say when they got the cloud version after CS6, that's when it was like okay, because they tried to say we're trying to do it so people won't download. I was like, yo. People downloaded it even with the cloud, so I was like,
"Oh yeah, like back in the day, like Photoshop and everything. Photoshop collection was, or not Photoshop, Adobe.
Yeah,
Adobe collection was all their own entity.
And now, like since they added the cloud to it started. It's like this, but I can still see it.
But there's like a lot of free trials on everything, though. You could use everything for free still.
But here's the thing: they've raised the prices on some of their stuff, and the one thing people want fixed, they still haven't fixed it. Like they've added some cool new effects to it, which I'm like, yo, it's bomb. Yeah. Like now you can say if you had a video of you and you wanted like a girl out the video, it's called content aware tool.
Oh,
you can just circle them and it automatically takes them out.
Wow.
And this is video. So I was like, that's cool and scary because I can see the future connotations for that. And I'm like,
yeah, I heard about that. Like nowadays you can like change people's faces.
Oh yeah,
say whatever they want, or like voice change.
Yeah, like deepfakes. It's weird because that's been around for a while, but people are now like catching on to it. I'm like, but I feel like that's been around since I could swear. Maybe I'm having a Mandela effect, but I could swear. When you think you heard of something or seen something and it really was never that way.
Mandela does that?
No, like
the Mandela. I'm like, what?
He's like,
really
the Mandela effect.
The Mandela, Trevor Noah.
I forgot what he did that made it that, or the definition or whatever. But basically, it's like when you think something happened, but it never actually happened. Like Sinbad being in a genie movie.
Oh.
And people thought like, oh, yo, Sinbad's in that movie. It never happened.
Wait, what? He was never in that movie?
No, there was no movie with Sinbad.
He was in Snow Dogs.
Yeah, he was in Snow Dogs.
Okay.
He was the genie.
I remember that. No, that was Shaq.
Yeah, that was Shaq. But people thought Sinbad was actually in it. Like the bear seen bear, it's not like how it's spelled. And people were like, yo, what? Like people were like freaking out by some Mandela effects. It's like what you think is. And everybody thinks it is, but it's not that.
I'm going to repeat myself again. See the world as it is, not what you expect. This could be my trademark.
Oh. Now watch somebody take it after they view this. But
I mean, like, hey, again, long game. I don't care. I started it. Stamp that.
Pulling that Elon. Yo, I'm going to give it to everybody for free.
All right.
Yeah, Adobe, it's cool, but I can see now it's like slowly...
What?
Because they haven't fixed the one thing people want to fix, and that's, when I render something, I want it to be quick.
Oh.
It's still, like, really, really slow.
How do you make it faster?
So you either have to change the GPU or mostly the GPU.
Isn't that like the software of your own computer, though?
No, but you can change your GPU.
Oh.
Like, I don't know about for Macs, because Macs are getting drunk, but PCs mostly you can do that. And then if you, just a little bit, you don't need that much for Premiere to change the CPU to GPU. But once you do that, add a little space, like changing it to an SSD drive. People, like, if you really want, like, if you have any editing software and you want to know how to do it, the smaller things will make it faster. Like, if you want your apps to upload better, let it open on SSD. If you want your certain things to go faster, like your editing programs, just always check how much GPU it needs out of to give it the bare minimum. Like, I use DaVinci Resolve right now, and the minimum is 16 gigabytes. But like, if you want a bigger push, it's like better to get 32 gigabytes of RAM, and that way, how much RAM it has, it increases everything, like the flexibility and everything. Okay. Yeah. So that's the reason I switched to DaVinci Resolve. I first got introduced by the mentor of mine, and we found out by somebody who's basically a very good colorist. Like, I didn't know how good he was till people were like, "Oh yeah, he's probably one of the best colorists on the East Coast." And I was like, "Oh shit!" But he's told me he's been using Premiere since it was like in the '90s, but now he switched to DaVinci Resolve like a few years ago, and he's like, "Yo, I tried to go back to Premiere. It feels ancient. It feels like you went back from driving a Tesla to jumping back on a horse." I was like, "Man,
wow."